Hello everyone, welcome to Dice on Ice. My name is Em, and today is Tuesday, which means Strahd, which I'm very excited. We get to welcome back our guest, Taylor, who will reprise the role of Esmerelda as we continue this short jaunt into the forest, I guess that's where you're headed this time, to a lake north of the tower that you have just blown up. For very good reason. You were being attacked, bombarded by some of Strahd's minions, which included wolves and these strange bat things that were flying and then crawling towards the tower. And in a feat of ingenuity, Van Richten and Esmerelda blew up the tower, overloaded the generators of the weird non-magic technology that they have, and unfortunately destroyed all of it, but absolutely ensured your safe escape. You had to split up into 2 groups, and each group is on their way to the lake that Van Richten had told them to go. We're going to start with Esmerelda Eli and Fel. You are walking. You can smell the smoke, the metal burning flesh. It reeks. You can swear that even though you are miles away from the tower that is no more, you can still feel the heat from the explosion. You see the smoke still rising in the air as you make your way into the denser part of the forest. What are you doing as you walk? Is it quiet? Are you on alert? Are you saying anything to each other?
Who's leading the way?
Me.
How well do you know these woods?
Well enough.
Well, last time we were in the woods, it didn't go so well. The woods sort of, the woods attacked us. You don't have any living trees in these parts, do you?
I imagine they're all. Like got it. Yes, no, I'm sure. This is a different part of the forest. I don't think we have to worry about that too much.
I certainly hope not.
It'll be fine.
It didn't go so well last time.
Well, you're still here, right?
You're cheerful.
I am. We made it out, and we will reunite with our companions by the lake, apparently. Right? So we're going north.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about your home, I suppose, if that tower was home for you and Van Richten.
As much home as anywhere these days.
Well,
Eli, you don't have to worry. There's not really those kinds of trees here. Not so much, anyway.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm scared of them or anything. I'm just trying to be on alert.
I mean, obviously not. No one was accusing you of being scared of trees, Eli.
Esmeralda will turn around and look at Eli. Fear is nothing to be ashamed of. Fear keeps you alive.
It's true.
Here we don't dismiss it.
Oh, I know too well the both the boons and the banes of fear.
As you're walking, and Eli, as you say that, you hear a large, long, loud howl echoing through the trees back and forth. In these woods, the sound echoes so much it is difficult to tell where the sound is coming from. It all seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. And as you begin to look around, Esmeralda, you in the front, you see a shape. Someone running. Someone. Humanoid, at least, but a silhouette. Running. Lantern, you see, swings frantically back and forth. And behind, in the dim lighting that this lantern casts behind, are three monstrous shapes. Beastly. They run, sometimes on 2 legs, sometimes on 4. And they're chasing after this person.
Esmeralda acting quickly, swings back her coat and pulls out a weapon. Werewolves, arm yourself.
Righteous indignation's already in my hand as I'm taking off running in that direction.
So much for that rendezvous then, I guess. And Fel will start to rush after Eli.
You begin to run. You are no match for the speed of these things as they gain on the person running. So I need you all, please, to make me dexterity saving throws. Esmeralda, you can do so at advantage since you know these woods. As these limbs are unknown to you, these trees, this route, and you may have trouble finding your way.
That's 9 for fail.
9 for Eli.
So I imagine, Esmeralda, you are expertly running and dodging through these trees. You are able to duck and dodge over every gnarl and root. Fel and Eli, however, you are not so lucky as you are tripping and bruising yourself on these trees, trying to keep up with Esmeralda. And each of you, both of you, are going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you are able to just barely keep up. You're able to stay within the sight. You're able to see Esmeralda, but you're paying for it. And
can you see either of these werewolf creatures?
you hear the howling and the yipping in the distance.
All right. Should have taken my shot when I had a chance.
Remind me, and I imagine Fel looks pretty beat up from the weird tendril monster attack in the tower, and also I imagine she took like a tree to like the stomach, so she's kind of breathing a little hard. Remind me again, why are we doing this? Why are we running through the forest? I thought we were supposed to be heading north. I don't understand. I don't know about you, but I'm in no shape to fight anything right now.
There's somebody being chased down by one of them monsters. We got the ability to do something about it. And how bad are you? How bad do you look?
She looks pretty rough. I mean, she's definitely not looking too great. Imagine she's still a little pale too from the poison.
I'm going to just reach as we're sort of running along. Since we both rolled 9s, we seem to be pretty much in that same general area. And I'm just going to reach over to Fel and just sort of just kind of give a pat on the elbow or shoulder and just say, come on, we can do this. And as I do so, I'm going to cast first level Cure Wounds.
Sounds good.
4. Let's see. Yeah, I'll get you 4.
Okay. It's better than she was. So yeah, as she feels kind of the healing wash over her, imagine like maybe the bruise on her stomach kind of fades a little bit. And she's like, all right, I just hope that Jean and Corla and Van Richten are all right while we do this. And she'll continue running along beside you, Eli.
As you're running, you hear the howls, you hear the cries. The howls are getting louder. You know you are gaining on them. You think you're gaining on them as you run, as you barrel through. Esmeralda, you see this first. You are so far ahead of the other two. You see that the wolves have stopped. And you see that they have formed a circle around this figure who now holds a lantern. You can see the shaking of their hand from here. The wolves circle them on all fours. One stands on its hind legs and begins to approach the person, you hear in a deep voice, "It is unwise to travel these woods alone, young human." And you can see this figure now is a young man, and he wears farmer's clothing.
Esmeralda will foolishly, or bravely, depending on your perspective, give a shout. "Hey! Pick on someone your own size."
You see the other wolves, the rest of them, sharply, their head turns towards you. And you hear the voice of the wolf who spoke, "Go." And immediately the wolves begin to bound after you, yipping and howling.
Esmeralda digs her heel of her left foot into the ground and the end of her right leg into the ground and readies an attack.
All right. As you ready your attack, you see them coming. Eli and Fel, you are approaching this. You're approaching this standoff. You see Esmeralda. You see the two wolves bounding towards her. What would the both of you like to do?
I am dropping to a knee and putting my forearm out like this and just bracing righteous indignation. And I'm going to take aim at the closest one. And they're charging right at Esmeralda, so I got to take my shots.
All right. I don't know if Jason is here. Are you here?
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Well, Fel can't stop a bullet, so.
That's fair. Yeah, Fel just ran off into the woods, just noping right out of there.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Actually, so this is fine. We will, if you two can roll initiative and put it in the chat, we will turn to Jean and Corla and Van Richten. You were walking, and Van Richten, you hear, is very quiet. Jean, it doesn't take someone very perceptive to know that he is glaring at you.
You've seen me for what I am, Richten. I mean you no harm.
For now you do not. But you lost control back there. You are far more advanced through this curse than I had thought.
It feels bad.
All the more to hurry and find how to fix her. We know there is some cure. We saw Eli happen. We know it can happen again to Jean. We just need to find out how.
Eli had barely started to go through the change. He hadn't even grown fangs yet. Jean, I think...
It's been over a year for me.
Then if you had any honor left, you know what you must do.
And she kind of coughs a bit. The what do you call it? The fatigue of like the last little encounter we had, still sitting in on her. She coughs up what feels like to be blood, and the red splatter on the back of her hand proves it. That can't just be it. Isn't there something else?
There must be. You've gone a year, you say, without losing control. So there's time. There has to be.
You may... You see that Van Richten's glower has not lessened, but he takes a breath. I understand you want to save your friend, Corla, and Jean, I understand you want to continue with your mission.
Continue living is what I would say, though. It seems that is not the right word anymore.
Perhaps it was a bad idea then for you not to take Strahd up on his word. Van Richten chuckles without any humor.
But with someone like Strahd, with words like venom, with his eyes rattling within my own mind, his voice paralyzing my limbs, I can't bring myself to listen to him, to take him at his word.
Are you trying to be deceptive in any way, Jean? Or are you pure in intention in the words that you speak now?
If she's lying to herself.
All right. So yeah.
Yeah,
you
she's
believe...
being what do you call it? Sincere, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Because Van Richten is going to look at you intensely, trying to find any...
And I think that he would
lies.
find the self-doubt in the words. As if she's uttering a paradox.
He nods. You will allow me to look at you once we are at the lake. I will know for sure after careful studying if you are out of my means. And if you are out of my means, I'm afraid I know of no one else.
Jean gives Corla a look, wondering if this is a satisfactory deal to her.
I think Carla might not even actually see that look, because with Von Richten just admitting that he has the power / knowledge to potentially cure Jean, Corla's attention is just completely riveted on him. And you could do this? You could heal him? Her?
I cannot heal if The process has gone too far.
But there might be hope.
Van Richten sighs. He looks to you, Corla, his eyes full of grief. A small chance of hope.
We'll take it. And I think that's at the point she would look at Jean.
Yeah. Jean shares Van Richten's pessimistic face, demeanor, eyes. She does not share your hope, your esprit de vivant, so to speak. She's doesn't like this, but almost like she's resigned herself as we're walking through this midnight glade.
Yes,
I'm assuming it's nighttime. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So much better than what he promised. Let's go to the lake.
You, Jean and Corla and Van Richten hear howling and yipping and a squeal coming from off of the path. This dog, it sounds like a dog beginning to yelp and cry out. It is quite loud. Van Richten stops. He stands up straight. And he looks around and... Werewolves, he says.
And I think Jean almost has like this is like a lifting moment. It's like, okay, oh, this is a nice surprise. Kind of remembering the if there's any survivors of the Golden Company. Is that what they're called? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like this little bit of hope glimmers as Jean will share a look to Corla.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
Corla
it's them.
returns, and maybe we could. I hope at least some survived. And I think she's at that point. She's kind of feeling in a pocket where she has the pendant that was ripped off during the fight.
Van Richten nods. Let us hope it is of the company. But I doubt it this far north. It is far more likely to be of Karila's gang. She terrorizes these woods.
Karila, that's his name we have not heard yet.
I suspect not. They keep to themselves north, and they've been running into their own troubles. The Golden Wolf Company is a break-off. Moved out from these northern woods down to Vallaki. But Karila still terrorizes any traveler who comes.
How does one know difference?
Well, if one tries to eat you, then it is probably not our friends.
Well, it's a little bit late, don't you think, into finding out?
Van Richten pauses and he says, I think we should go check. Quietly, quickly. It will not take long.
Eli and the others will be in the woods here too. Maybe they might be in trouble.
You see that Van Richten nods and he he starts walking off the path into the woods. Do the other two follow?
Yep.
And you begin to walk, and the woods begin to surround you until you can no longer see the path behind you. Van Richten lights a few torches from his lantern and hands them to you, and begins to walk and holds it up, and soon you come to a clearing where you see there are indeed 3 wolves. One is stuck in some sort of trap. The other 2 are desperately trying to claw it off, trying to use these huge paw hands that trying to bite at it to try and get it off of them. And you see the one wolf looks to you, the one who is trapped. You see that blood is falling from his foot, and you see that he looks to you with very human eyes. Please, travelers, do not be afraid. We will not hurt you, but I'm stuck. And I need help. He lets out another yip of pain as one tries to unsuccessfully unclamp this trap before it comes shut again.
So Corla will be approaching kind of cautiously, and when he turns and looks at her and says that, I know it's a wolf face, but I'd like to see if I could read the emotion in the eyes and see if he's telling me the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me perception.
Oh my goodness. It's a wolf. That's a 1 on the die, so that's a 9.
I mean, yeah, these eyes are very
I have ear for deceit.
Oh, what does that do?
It means I can treat a roll of 7 or lower as an 8.
Excellent.
So 16.
All right. Cool. So yeah, he is pleading. He is very stuck and in pain. Beyond that, you aren't sure his motivations other than just to get out.
Are you part of Golden Company? And as she's saying this, she'll be walking cautiously forward, keeping an eye on the other 2 that are around.
You see the other 2 like whip their heads up and look at you, and you can see the one, his eyes widen in shock. How do you know that name?
You never answered my question. Why should I answer yours first?
That is my sister's company.
At that, Corley would cautiously, not to alarm them, pull out the broken pendant of a raven's feather. I am friend.
A smile, and wolves I guess wolves can smile.
It's terrifying.
Just terrifying. It probably also looks like a snarl. It's hard to tell, but
what big teeth you have.
Yeah. But you see that this wolf gets very excited. Yes, you are a friend. Please help us.
And with that, Corla would look lastly to Jean before approaching the rest of the way and trying to release this wolf without being eaten.
All right. And as you begin your way forward, we're going to jump back to the other three who have some werewolves not too happy. All right. So, Fel, I need you to roll me a initiative, please.
I got a 3.
All right. Okay, let me just try and finagle this count. Aha! 2 for 2. Figured it out twice. Trying to scroll up somehow. I missed the 2 initiatives in yeah, can you sorry, can you tell me
21 for me.
Perfect, thank you.
16.
16. Perf. Okay. Oops. All right. As these two come barreling down upon you, Esmerelda, what would you like to do?
Esmeralda, braced against the soft dirt here, has her 2 short swords out, and they gleam silver in the dim light. And as these werewolves attack, she will swing one blade for one, and then the other for the second. It's going to be a 21 to hit the first, and a 13 to hit the second.
Both of those hit.
Ooh, I didn't think the 13 would hit. That's 8 damage to the first and 10 damage to the second.
Right.
And she'll do the, as if they're like leaping past her, she'll do the like cut spin with the kind of superhero pose to turn and see them as they go past. The leather cape twirling a little in the wind.
Awesome. Eli, you're up, poised to shoot.
Even as I'm still bringing up righteous indignation, Esmeralda's already swung into action. So I shift the barrel just a little bit. I'm going to take 2 shots, seeing that she's dividing her attacks. I'm also going to divide my attacks. I'm going to take a shot at each of the wolves. The first one is... What's my bonus to hit? The first one, well, that's a 26 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is going to be an 18 to hit.
That also hits.
So the first wolf will take 10 points of piercing damage. These are regular non-silvered bullets.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
Yeah, I realized that I hadn't, and I'm actually running low on them. So I'm shooting mundane bullets. The second wolf will take 7 points of piercing damage. And then as a bonus action, as I threw my arm up to stabilize, my leather armor is basically this, almost like a long coat. And so as it's come up, part of the coat has come forward, and I just glanced down, and inside there's where my mirror is. And I don't keep my mirror packed away for a reason, because I need it. As I glance at this mirror, shifting just a little bit, I see in the mirror Fel over my shoulder. And I real quick make a motion with the hand that's bracing while looking at Fel in the mirror, and I just mutter, Fugiat nulla pariatur. and I cast Sanctuary on Fell. For the next 1 minute, any creature that attempts to attack Fell will have to make a Wisdom saving throw first. If it fails, it either chooses a new target or it loses its attack altogether.
Nice.
And I'm just double checking. That is not a concentration spell. It is a buff, so I don't need to concentrate on that. And that lasts for a full minute.
Awesome. All right. Just making sure these bullets are not magical, correct? It's just...
No, because Righteous Indignation doesn't count as a magic weapon.
Okay.
So yeah, no magic yet.
All right. The wolf that stayed by this man who's holding the lantern, you can see that they're beginning to change into kind of getting a bit smaller, but still maintaining the wolf-like form, but is going to try and grab the man. So let's see if they can do that. All right, so yeah, so this werewolf grabs the man and is holding him, and you see a claw go to the man's neck. And they yell out, "Stop this now, or else this man dies." And it is the other wolf's turn, who is going to attack you, Esmerelda. He's going to come down with his claws and also try, but you are definitely able to dodge it. And I would say that in this confusion and with so many sounds, he rolled a nat 1. So I would say that he gets stuck in these brambles, in these roots that you had so deftly swung over and moved around, that he's going to lose his second attack on you. Though he isn't prone or anything, he just kind of falters. Then the other wolf is going to come racing past Esmeralda, and is going to attack you, Eli. And
would Esmeralda get an attack of opportunity against it?
Yes. Absolutely. Yep, it's running right by you.
Yeah, it's a 15 on the die, so I'm assuming that will hit.
Yep.
7 damage.
Sweet. This wolf howls but continues on in its chase to come after you, Eli. It's going to try and bite, but misses, but comes around with its claw. I assume a 19 hits you.
Does.
And is... sorry, wait, what was that number? Oh, sorry. I saw... For a second, I saw 74. That was very odd to me for a second.
No, please.
But it is going to hit you for 10 points of slashing damage as it comes down with a claw and hits you.
I imagine throwing my arm up defensively, and it just rakes through the leather and bloodies my forearm.
All right, so those are the wolf's turn, and it is Fell.
Yes. So Fel will kind of step forward from where she was behind Eli and just say, all right, hold on, everyone calm down. And she'll kind of look at the wolf that has this claw pressed up against this man's neck. Can we all just stop fighting for a second and maybe we can figure out what's going on here? Why were you chasing this man? Why are you threatening to kill this man?
The wolf doesn't move as they say, "Put down your weapons."
Are you gonna lower your claw? You can still hang on to the man, but lower the claw a little.
We will not attack you or this man if you surrender.
She'll look back to Eli and just kind of look pointedly at Righteous Indignation for a moment. Let's see how this plays out, yeah? The whole point of doing this was to save this man, right? He's literally being held by a wolf. This shouldn't be a hard decision to make.
I'm looking over at you just with my eyes wide as I just got slashed by this wolf, and you can see I'm already poised. I'm in, my adrenaline's up. I'm in that attack mode, and I'm just looking back at you like, what?
Come on. It's work through this. If we keep fighting, this man's going to die.
Ugh. And I'm reluctantly, I don't lower Righteous Indignation, but I just do one of these where I've got it ready to take another shot, and I just kind of.
Thank you. And Fel will look over to Esmeralda. So if you want to save this man's life, you're probably going to need to put those swords in their scabbards, yes? That is the whole point behind this, right?
Esmeralda looks at you, looks at the wolf, looks at the farmer. You can't trust a wolf. If it costs one farmer's life, it's 3 dead wolves. The cost is what it is. And she will attack the wolf when it comes to her turn.
And why did we even come out here then? And Fel will look at the wolf that has this farmer in his arms. Could you at least tell us why it is exactly that you're doing this? Why are you chasing this man?
Okay. I think what's going to happen here is the wolf is going to speak. And Esmeralda, if you would like, at that same instant as the wolf speaks, you may make an attack against the wolf that is after you.
So question, because I haven't technically used an action, Fel's just been talking, could I cast Hold Person on Esmeralda if I see her going to attack this wolf? The whole point of us being here is trying to save this man's life, and that doesn't seem like it's going to happen if we keep fighting. So Fel's going to be like, nope.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, I'm going to get you to make like a perception check on Esmeralda.
Sure. Of course.
And Esmeralda, you can roll deception, I guess, if you want to mask your intentions, unless you completely don't want to mask your intentions.
Esmeralda masks nothing. She would not assume that an ally would do anything so evil and duplicitous as using magic against her.
All right, so I would say with that, Fel, you know the intentions of Esmeralda as soon as she responds. So I would allow that you could cast Hold Person.
So she would just look at Esmeralda and say, so the whole reason we came over here was to save this man's life, but now the wolf is offering to talk to us.
You talk too much.
Hold Person, as these black chains start to kind of erupt out of the ground. I need Esmeralda to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Sanctuary ends because you made a hostile action.
Hey.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Wisdom save?
Yes, ma'am.
23.
Holy balls. Yeah, I imagine
+4.
these chains, these black iron chains kind of erupt out of the ground and they try to grab you and they just completely miss because, yeah, that's way above my spellcasting DC. And Fel will just kind of frown. I imagine her eyes kind of flood with this black energy and she says, shit! And that is going to be it for her turn.
So this wolf begins to open its mouth to speak. And it lets out, "We were giving the op." And as he says that, or as they say that, Esmeralda, make your attack against the wolf you were. And I would say make it at advantage because this wolf's guard is down.
That's a 19 to hit.
Okay. Yep, that hits.
6 damage.
Okay. Fel, you hear this yelp coming from the wolf. Esmeralda, is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Are we all the way back for my turn?
Yes. Yep.
Because if that's so, then I'll make another attack on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that one will also hit.
Okay.
That's 7, and then I will use my bonus action. 20 something. And 6 again.
So then that's 13 total damage. Okay. Sweet.
Oh. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. I'm sorry, I cannot
six.
do that. I don't remember
Six.
what it was.
Yeah, that's all right. 6 and 7. Cool. Yeah, this he looks very hurt, very, very hurt as you bring this down upon him. And if that's your turn, we'll go on to Eli. What would you like to do?
As this is sort of unfolding, there's just this classic Western moment of my eyes flicking from Esmeralda, or from Fel to Esmeralda and back again to Fel, and I just say, she's not wrong. As I drop righteous indignation, as it's falling to the ground, with my other hand, I pull out the sun sword, ignite it, and grab it with 2 hands and lay into this wolf with 2 attacks.
Oh.
All right. Do it. You have the
that's gonna
stats for
be-
the sun sword, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
I
good.
have it in my
Excellent.
inventory. So that is, holy crap, that is a 25 to hit on the first one.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And that's a 15 to hit on the second one.
Yeah, they'll both hit.
So because it was 2-handed, they're both going to be D10s. So that's 9 points of magical slashing plus 8 points of magical slashing. If they happen to be undead, that would be extra radiant damage, but
They are not.
but yeah, what is that? What I say, like 17 points of magical slashing.
Yep.
And I don't believe, no, I don't have any other bonus actions.
All right. The wolf who's holding the man snarls, "So be it," and is going to slit the throat of this farmer without a hesitation. Also, sorry, Connor, could you close the door quickly? Thank you. It's very windy.
Barovia is a windy place. I mean, come on.
It is a very windy place. And I can feel it on my feet. Anyway, okay, so then that'll bring us to the next werewolf who was on you, Esmeralda. It's going to try and make a claw and bite attack. My God. but it rolls another nat 1. So it is going to, he's not doing so well. You can see that he is now whining and whimpering and is very, very hurt by everything that you have done to it. You can see that he hardly has the energy to lift himself up to attack you. The next one on Eli is going to try and do this. Going to try and do the same thing, and is going to get a 7, which I assume does not hit you, and a 16 as he tries to claw you.
Yeah, the 16 is going to do it.
Okay, that is going to be another 8. Sorry, that is going to be 8 points of slashing damage. And we are at Fell.
Yeah, so I imagine she, as Eli was looking to her before, she's basically just like, go ahead, but then she stops when she sees him whip out the sun sword, just like, oh shit. But then when she sees this man's torn throat just oozing blood as his body slams to the ground, she just kind of stares at it for a moment and then looks up at the werewolf, and then her pale, freckled face going a few shades paler, she just kind of holds out a hand. And are there any other wolves around that one, the one that was holding the farmer, or is that kind of the only wolf in that general vicinity?
That's the only wolf in that area. The other two are engaged, one with Eli, one with Esmerelda.
What's like the distance, roughly, you can guesstimate, between the two wolves that are moving towards Eli and Esmerelda?
Well, they're on them. So the closest person was Esmerelda, which was probably 15, 20 feet away.
So the distance between the two wolves, not between the wolves and Esmeralda and Eli, but between the two wolves. Yeah, sorry, I should have clarified.
Okay. So the one in the center sorry.
So no, you're good. You're good. So the two that are attacking Eli and Esmeralda, what is the distance between those two wolves?
Okay, about 5 feet.
I'm trying to see if I can fireball and catch both of the wolves in that single fireball.
I do think you would catch Esmeralda because she's kind of in the middle between those two.
Yeah, all right. So then she'll direct it towards that lone wolf that's in the back. So the one that's not attacking the other two. I need it to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right. Oh my god. Virtual dice jail.
Ha.
It's got a 3.
Okay, cool. So let me roll this damage. Awesome. That's 38 points of fire damage.
Did you just blast the dead farmer?
Basically, I mean, he's dead. Clearly, you guys didn't care enough to save him. So anyway,
you can tell me how you kill this wolf.
Yeah, I imagine, again, seeing this man's throat cut. I mean, it's not an easy thing for someone like Fell to witness, although she's seen a lot of deaths since coming to Barovia. She just feels angered and annoyed and frustrated, and so she just kind of channels it all into this little pea-sized ball of teal-colored fire that just zips over towards this wolf, and I imagine it hits it right in the chest, and at first it's kind of looking down like, what is this? And it just explodes in this explosion of kind of this oily black smoke and teal-colored flame, and it is destroyed. And then Fel will kind of step back a little bit.
All right, Esmeralda. There's one very pitiful wolf.
Esmeralda, after years as a monster hunter, has no pity for beasts and will use her attacks against it. I actually don't think those are going to hit. It's been rolling really low. That's a 9 and, oh my god, math. 12?
12 hits.
Okay, so one of them hits. For minimum 5 damage, and then a bonus action will hit as well.
Yeah, you can describe to me how you slay this werewolf.
Esmeralda will very cleanly, with practiced ease, remove the head of it from the body, not hesitating.
Okay. Excellent. Gruesome. I love it. Cool. And then if that's your turn, it is Eli.
All right. Yep, I'm gonna take 2 more swings at this thing with the sun sword. I would like to use domain dice. That is it looks like an 11 and a 14.
The 14 will hit. The 11 will not.
All right. That's gonna be where'd it go? 9 points of magical slashing.
Excellent. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah, because I'm holding it two-handed. So yeah.
All right. As this is the last wolf that is left, it's going to make one last attempt at you, Eli, to bite and to slash you. Okay. This thing got a 19 to hit you and a 15.
Both of those are hits.
Okay. So that is going to do a total of 5 piercing damage and 5 piercing damage and 8 slashing damage to you.
All right.
All right. And Fel, it is your turn. There's one wolf left who's looking not so great.
Yeah.
It's got my blood all in its fur if it makes you...
I mean, she's pissed off enough as it is. She just kind of like points at it, and she's going to shoot kind of a smaller ball of teal-colored fire. There you go, Connor. With a firebolt spell. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to hit. That's a 22 to hit. And it is going to take 9 points of magical fire damage as this little fist-sized ball of fire just kind of slams it in the side.
Excellent. You can tell me how you kill this wolf.
I imagine it kind of like hits it in the side, leaving this like kind of fist-sized crater, this burning crater in its side, and it just kind of like wobbles for a second, and the wolf just falls onto its side, still burning, and it is dead.
Excellent. And as the fire smolders down from the fireball that you had unleashed on these werewolves, you see that the 3 of them are returning back to their human form. One who was caught in the middle of the flame is nothing more than a smoldered black corpse, and the other 2 revert back into what look to be young adults, a man and a woman who lay now dead in a pool of blood. And with that, we're going to jump quickly over to Jean. Hey, Corla. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. There we go. I did not. So, Corla, you are approaching this wolf's injured, trapped foot. What would you like to do?
Strength is not my forte, but I'm going to try to see how this trap, how it's supposed to open, like how it would release. I don't want to do any more damage to the wolf that's caught in it. So before I do anything at all, I want to see how it operates.
Yeah, it looks like there is some sort of mechanism that is usually used by a key to release the trap.
Yeah. So like a regular, are we talking like a regular lock kind of key, or are we talking just some sort of like different tool type key?
Yeah, like a tool type key, I would imagine. It wouldn't have like the tines or anything like that of like a normal key. It would probably just be some sort of metal piece that the hunter would put in.
Right. Yeah. So I'm thinking I probably have to manhandle this thing open. Corla would turn to Jean. A little help here. I don't think I can do this by myself.
Yeah. And she'll kind of drop down to a knee into the mud of this forest floor and kind of like brace part of the metal workings to stop it from snapping shut if you try to tinker with some of the gears and springs in it.
Yeah, and so I think we try to open it.
So I guess I'm
telling-
giving the aid action, I guess.
Yeah. Give me a strength, please, with advantage.
Oh dear. Okay. Oh, that was really bad rolls, even with advantage. We are talking a 10. Angel.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just can't find a way to pry it open.
I can't. I cannot do this. It's hard.
I think you're missing this piece. Here, let me try. Just hold that bit right there, and I'm gonna push it this way. See if that pops it open. And Jean will give it a try.
Okay, yep.
If that's allowed.
Yeah, of course. Give me strength with advantage.
That's gonna be a 14.
All right. Yes, with 14, you're able to pry it open. It kind of, you can hear the squealing of it. You can find purchase where your smaller hands are able to get in to the metal where the wolves' large paws were not, and you're able to finally pull it back until it clicks into place. And immediately, this wolf takes out his hand or his paw, and you see that he's holds it up like an injured dog. Thank you. Thank you. It is so good to see that we have allies here. You haven't seen another pack, have you?
No, but we have not been here very long either.
There were 3 others who went out, and we haven't heard from them in a very long time.
They're your brothers.
He nods.
What is your name? If
My
we
name-
run into them, we'll let you know. Or we'll let them know.
My name is Emile, and the lead of the other pack, her name is Bianca.
I'll let Bianca know that you miss her.
Where are you headed in these dark woods?
The lake. John says hesitantly, being cautious to share our destination.
It is not safe here. Probably not even for you.
You, I think you would. Emile begins to change. You see that he begins to grow smaller in his wolf form, and eventually takes on the body of a man. And now you see that his hand, you can still see the injury to his hand, but it already looks as though it is healing quite quickly. Please, allow us to escort you. It is very dangerous here.
Jean gives a glance to Van Richten, who
So does-
probably isn't too keen on this idea.
Yeah, so does Corla.
Yeah, you see Van Richten does not look very pleased. But he does say, we are happy that you are now safe and that you are allies of ours. But that won't be necessary. We can make our own way. Do either of you object to what he says?
Sean does not want to get on Van Richten's bad side right now.
All right. So, the wolf nods and just beware of Kirila. You probably know already. She is very unhappy right now.
How will we know if it is her and her pack?
She has crimson fur. Very distinct. No one else of her kin has anything like it. Oh, ow. My cat just attacked my back. Oh my god. That scared me so much. Yeah, so yeah, he says that she is crimson fur.
Does she have many wolves in her pack?
Unfortunately, she is on a rampage as of late, turning anyone and everyone she comes across. She has no reverence for the huntress.
Well, I wish you well in your fight against her. And if we do cross paths again, it will be a good day.
He nods. I will tell the others in my pack that you mean no harm. They will treat you with kindness. And he nods again. Thank you again, friends. And he will leave with the other two who are still in wolf form.
Corla would then look to Van Richten and go, well, the time is a-wasting. Let's get to Lake and fix Jean.
Van Richten nods, but he is still looking after this wolf with just this weird look. And he just, interesting. Very well, but we should take a very careful path and ensure that we are not followed.
I bow to your wisdom in this. You lead way.
Okay. Cool. Back to Esmerelda, Fell, and Eli. You have 3 bodies slain at your feet. 4 now, actually, with the farmer. 2 burned to a crisp. What would you like to do?
I put away the sun sword, causing the darkness to grow that much harsher around us as the illumination of the sword suddenly dims. I reach down and angrily pick up righteous indignation. I begin walking over to where Fell blasted the wolf and the farmer with the fireball. Holstering the pepper box, I stand over the now burnt and smoking remains of the farmer. I imagine the area sort of glows with some of the grass and brush maybe burning a little bit. In the glow, I just look over at Fel. I could have saved him. Just because he was down on the ground didn't mean he was dead.
His throat was cut, Eli. Most people don't recover from wounds like that. He was dead, and she looks over to Esmeralda. He was dead. He was dead the moment that you continued attacking. They were willing to talk.
You come to my land, to my home, and you presume to know more than I, who have hunted these beasts and fought them for years.
I know what I see.
How dare you?
I know what I see, and I know what I hear.
How dare you use your magic against me?
I saw that they were willing to talk.
And then
we could have saved that man's life, but oh no, you had to continue fighting.
Eli said just now he could have saved it if you had not been so stupid.
His throat was cut. I don't know about you two, but I have not seen many individuals with their throat cut survive that kind of injury.
Then you haven't seen much, have you, child?
I am not most people, Fel. And as I just sort of raised my hand, I let a little bit of the magic that I would have used on the farmer, or at least attempted, just ripple through my hand. So there's a bit of a play of radiant energy across my fingers. You've seen what I can do to heal people now.
That's not what I meant. I said most people that get their throats cut. Eli, I know what you can do.
At this point, you're justifying what you did as anything different than what Esmeralda and I did in choosing to deal with the active threats. How is us choosing to fight and causing that man to get his throat slit any different than you writing him off before his blood had even finished spilling from his body?
Because if you all had not continued fighting, that blood may never have been spilled. You chose.
You cannot trust a werewolf.
You believe that these wolves would have done that.
She smiles at you, Eli. I think probably for the first time you see there's like this legitimate malicious edge, and she says, you, despite a great deal of evidence that we should be doing to the contrary, have continued to trust Jean as well. So I think it's a little strange that you are so willing to trust Jean, someone that has actively lied to us before, compared to this werewolf that was literally willing to talk, had moved its claw away from the man's throat. You see how this doesn't make sense? You two do what you want. At this point, I think I need to, and she kind of looks at the burnt bodies for a moment. I think I need to get some air. And you, and she looks pointedly at you, Esmeralda. I am so sick and tired of hearing you talk. From the very first moment we met you, from the very first moment we met you, all you have done is naysay us. Maybe I should have, but you know what? I do not trust some strange person alone with someone that and she looks at you for a moment, Eli, kind of takes a breath. Someone that I care about very much. Excuse me. And with that, she's going to turn and just start walking in a random direction, visibly shaking, disappearing into the foliage.
Fine. Go die. We're better off without you.
You're a bitch. She keeps walking.
Esmeralda cleans her blades, resheathes them.
I reach into my gun belt and draw out 2 more bullets and pop open the back of Righteous Indignation, and with hands that are trembling a little bit with anger, replace the 2 spent rounds so that the gun is once again reloaded, and then I turn around and kick at something, a tree, a piece of brush, whatever it is. It's just an act of pure frustration. God damn it. She cannot seem to decide whose side she's on.
I will never trust someone who uses magic like that against me. It is an abomination to try and steal someone's choice and control. It is evil.
She shouldn't have done that. I agree.
Your magic's different.
I don't know. I think she means well, but I don't think she knows. I don't think she understands exactly what she's doing.
You can mean well, but it doesn't change the impact of your actions. She
No, I
can mean
understand
well,
that.
but I will never
understand that.
trust her.
Well, join the distrust club. There's a lot of that going around. You don't trust Fel. Fel doesn't trust you. Fel doesn't trust Jean. We all kind of don't trust Corla, but we still keep an eye on everybody. But she doesn't understand. She wasn't in that place with Sean. I was. And I wasn't trying to make an excuse for what she did. Whatever it was she tried to do to you, she should not have used any kind of magic against you.
I am no child. It was not my first time being betrayed or fighting against magic.
She always wants to talk things out with everybody. But, well, yeah, she's just been so sheltered up in that manner of hers. While we're out here fighting monsters and werewolves and whatever else haunts the night, she just, gosh, she's so damn naive sometimes. And he kicks again at, I imagine a shadow. It looked like it was probably something of substance, so it's a little awkward, and then I just tried to turn it into a catching myself and just slump angrily against a tree with a clatter as my rucksack, it's actually a wooden chest, sort of bangs up against this tree.
Esmeralda will come over and sit, long legs crossing next to you. And she'll nod towards your arms. You're hurt.
Yeah, they got a couple good ones in on me. I kind of pull at the now a little bloody shreds of leather on my coat. This did serve me for a while, but the more time we spend in this place, this leather's not holding up very well. I just undo my rucksack and start to pull off my jacket where I got slashed across the arms and probably got a couple bite marks. I'm just starting to pull off my jacket so I can take a closer look at it. And I don't think
Can I help you?
Thanks. Oh, that's bad.
That one's deep. And Esmeralda will rummage through a couple things in her own bag that she'd grabbed and begin pouring a little of a liquid from a vial, somehow unbroken, onto one of the wounds, and it bubbles, much like hydrogen peroxide might.
Ooh. Ah.
Yeah, it's got a pretty nasty sting, but it'll help. Trust me.
I reach over to where my ruck's leaning and pop open part of the chest and pull out a bottle of oh crap, that's not a bottle, that's a whole cask. I've got some Vistani wine in there. I guess it's attached to the outside of the chest. And maybe just sort of pull it aside and open it up so that some of the wine just kind of pours over the wound too. There's liquor'd be better, but some of the alcohol will help. I don't think I have anything healing wise, so I'm just going straight up.
Esmeralda will offer to help, and I would, like, I don't know, can I roll a medicine to help you out? Did that do anything, Em?
You know what? I will say that it probably makes sense that Esmeralda would have a healing potion with her. I think that would make sense. Or at least she would know how to make a rudimentary one. You know? Kind of like a Buckley's. Yeah. Or something that tastes awful but it works kind of thing.
Right. I mean, I'll roll for it if you want to see how good it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, roll me a medicine.
10. I have a +7. I rolled a 3.
It tastes terrible.
It's terrible. You're going to throw it up in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm a dwarf.
It tastes awful, but I would say with that roll, it has the potency of a normal healing potion. So that's
I'll
1d.
let you 2d4 plus 2. Is that right?
Yes.
I'll let you roll that, Taylor. As I drink whatever this concoction is, and it's kind of like this, like, That's good. Thanks, I think.
Okay, you said 2d4 plus 2?
I think that's
you get 9 back.
Oh. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie, that tasted awful. Did you use actual dung in that?
Oh no, I'm not as practiced. You would think I would be. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it seems to have helped a bit. And I'm just sort of flexing and I imagine maybe the bleeding stops. Like it kind of almost acts like a coagulant, kind of stopping the bleeding a bit. And okay, well, I guess that's gonna have to do until I've had a chance to rest up and get some magics back.
Jake,
probably bandage this up though.
Jake, Eli, you hear a voice. Jake, you hear a voice. No.
What?
Eli, you hear a voice.
Are you in my house?
Are you? Oh my God. Sorry. You hear a voice, Eli, coming from the scabbard of where you keep the sun sword. Eli, it's Sergey.
Excuse me a moment. I gotta take this.
Esmeralda's like got this very confused look.
Because only I can hear it, right? It's telepathic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is gonna seem a little weird, but trust me, it's all right. And I will pull out the sun sword, and there will be a sudden radiant illumination around us. This sort of golden light. Yeah. I haven't heard from you in a while.
Well, it got very, very dark for a very long time. I couldn't see or hear or move. It felt like I didn't exist.
There was, and I glance over at Esmerelda, there was anti-magic effects in place that seemed to be subduing our abilities at magic as well as apparently your abilities. And I just kind of look at Esmeralda like,
I see. Well, I have something important to tell you. I remembered something.
yeah,
You know that picture of that woman? And you said it was me? At Strahd's castle.
yeah.
I remember her. It's only in fleeting memories. Her name was Tatiana. Well, you said that already. You asked if I knew, and I didn't at the time, but I'm getting my memories back, and I remember her.
You remember Tatiana?
Yes, she was my teacher. But, well, that's what happened. At first she was, she was a priestess, and I remember I was training to become a priest. And, well, I think we were in love.
You were in love with your teacher, okay.
Mentor, more like.
Mentor, all right. But that's something you remembered. You're remembering.
Yeah, I am, he says excitedly. Oh my God. I will. But yeah, he is excited that he remembers this. I sense another presence. I don't know who it is. Who are you with? I don't sense the other four. Or three.
We got separated and, well, and Fell's not nearby at the moment. She stormed off somewhere. But this is a friend, an ally, Esmerelda. One moment,
talking to.
as I realize this from her point of view is quite peculiar. I told you this is going to seem weird. This sword is not any ordinary sword. It well, as you can tell, I mean it's doesn't have a blade until I'm.
Yeah.
Its name is Sergei. And that's not like
Sorry, Esmeralda, you know who this is. Sergei is Strahd von Zorovich's brother. You'd recognize that name. Yeah.
What?
It's yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, it's not like I name my horse and then my gun and then my sword. He came with the name. It was in there already. It's like a possession kind of thing, I guess.
Do you know who Sergei is?
Yeah, I mean, he's been kind of filling me in on some stuff.
That's Strahd's brother.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I was going to say I'd heard stranger things, but
Well, this was a. It gets a little weirder. So when we came here, the Madam Ava with the Vistani, she did a reading for
You
us,
spoke
and
to Madame Ava.
yeah, we did. We had a pleasure of meeting her a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did a Taroka, I think it's called, reading,
Tarot.
and she kind of told us some things. But one of the things she predicted was that we would come into possession of, well, essentially this, and it's supposed to help us. And Sergey here has no love lost for Strahd. And just now was telling me that he remembered who Tatiana was. Apparently was his teacher and his lover.
And Madame Ava was alive and well?
Oh, Madam Ava. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, we talked to her a couple of times. We kind of run into the Vistani, when we first got here, and then a little later on the road while we were traveling. You know her?
Yes.
Well, you've been here a while. I guess it shouldn't surprise me.
Oh, we have a rather long history together. You see, I also have the sight. And she trained me for many years.
Oh, like seeing people's fate kind of thing?
My gift is not as strong as Madame Ava's, but it is there.
Interesting. Well,
Eli,
yes.
I am certain this is an incredibly complex story, and I would love to hear it, but perhaps it is time we find the other and continue on.
The other. Yeah. Yeah, that's maybe she's had some time to cool down a bit. Or, knowing Fel, she might just be working herself up a bit more.
Do you trust her?
I do, actually. Despite what I said earlier, and despite how impetuous she can be at times, yes, I trust her implicitly.
Well, then I leave it to you to keep her more or less reined in for the remainder of our journey.
Okay. I'll just say I'll stay between the two of you, maybe, while we're traveling. Maybe that's best. Keep her reined in. That's... Whew. We should... Yeah, maybe see if we can find her.
Esmeralda, you saw when Fel stormed off, she went north, which was very fortunately the way that you have to go anyway to meet at the river.
Yeah, she'll kind of orient you. Well, lucky for her, at least it's the right direction.
All right. Start pulling back on my leather and lifting up my and attaching the straps on my ruck and okay, well, whatever that was, I do feel better. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And as you head towards the north, that is where we're going to take a quick bio break. That was amazing, I just have to say. Everyone please take a point of inspiration, because that was amazing, and I love that. That was super. So we will be right back with some more Strahd. Stay tuned, everyone, and thanks everyone for watching. We have a very, very interactive chat, and it has been amazing. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you soon. We are back. Welcome. So, Fel, let's talk.
I don't wanna.
No. You are stomping through the forest. Are you trying to be quiet in any way, shape, or form?
I mean, probably not. I think it's more of just the combination of what Eli said and just the fact that, she just watched someone's throat get cut. That's sort of occupying her thoughts at the moment. So no, she's not trying to be quiet. I also imagine she's probably not going to go too terribly far because she knows how dangerous these woods are. But yeah, not trying to be quiet.
As you're walking, you feel a presence beside you. Walking, keeping stride. You are upset.
She will look towards the voice. Does it sound like Strahd?
It is Strahd, yep.
Of course it is. So she kind of stops and kind of thinks about this for a moment, then looks at him again, looks forward, looks at him again. I am upset. What do you want? Also, go away.
I see that this little double crossing you're trying to pull is not working so well for you, is it?
She kind of stops at that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Double cross. We're with Van Richten's apprentice, so deal is still on. Yep.
You're meeting with Van Richten to kill him. You were in that tower for a very long time.
I don't know if you noticed, but it exploded. I don't think that would have been a great time to try and kill Van Richten, because we probably would have been exploded too.
Yes, tell me, how did that happen so perfectly so that you were able to escape and, many, many of my little creatures were sadly ignited?
I genuinely don't know. It's some kind of strange, not magic. So, you might want to talk to Van Richten about that.
Well, I'm hoping I won't have the chance to until I have his soul in my hand.
Right, that was being implied.
Of course, of course.
I'd like to continue fuming in peace. Is there any way you could, go away?
Not yet.
Great.
So, you are assuring me that once you get to the lake, Van Richten will be dead. Is that what you're saying?
I am saying that you have nothing to be concerned about.
Excellent.
In so many words.
Well, I look forward to a nice, healthy Jean. Don't you?
Imagine Phil just smiles and says, absolutely.
Excellent. Maybe later, once you come back to the castle, we'll have a conversation about Esmerelda as well.
Why would we have a conversation about her? She's annoying.
We both have the same attitude towards her. Feeling.
Great.
And, well, if you do a good job, I am nothing but a good patron. Maybe there'll be some more jobs, more rewards. Just think about it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have to get going. Necks to bite, cities to ruin, but not light on fire. That seems to be your specialty.
Huh. Do you ever get the feeling, or does anyone ever tell you that you sound like a villain from like a bard song or like a troubadour group's play, just the way you talk sometimes? It's a little grating, the theatricality of it. Do you ever just have an actual conversation with a person?
Are we not conversing?
I don't know. Necks to bite, cities to ruin, whatever. Very theatrical.
And he bows.
I guess my question is, who are you performing for if I'm the only person here? You know? It's a little odd.
One has to keep oneself entertained every now and again. Over 300 years, you know.
I don't, and hopefully I never will know. Anyway, if you need to go, off you go. Thanks.
I look forward to the lake. Bye for now.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as he is gone, Fella's going to, let me see if she has any booze left. I don't think she actually does, because of course she doesn't. Imagine she pulls out the wineskin, she kind of uncorks it and tries to drink, realizes there's nothing in there. Shit. She corks it, and then she's actually going to turn around and start walking back to where she hopes the other two still are.
Yeah, I imagine in this amount of time, you kind of like meet each other. I imagine Eli and Esmeralda, you started on your way north, and you kind of collide with Fel.
Right. So whilst I was having a lovely walk in the woods, Strahd appeared. He apparently knows what we are intending to do, which is a little strange.
Is it really?
Oh, is Corla and Jean there too?
Nope.
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry. I thought you.
Sorry, no, not yet.
Oh,
Could I have? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. You said you ran into Strahd out here.
Yes, I did.
I just look over at Esmeralda, trying to gauge her reaction to that.
It's apparently not very fond of you either, Esmeralda.
Yeah, she's not watching you. She's checking the treetops and the shadows, kind of making a slow turn. Of course he's not. I've killed enough of his minions.
Well, he seems to know about our lack of intentions towards your mentor, so that's going to be a problem. He said something about looking forward to the lake. So maybe we should relocate. As soon as I can see the others, I can cast a spell that will allow me to communicate with them across large distances. Maybe we could move somewhere else.
The question is if that will help.
Well,
there are concerns about someone being compromised, then it's possible that
it's true.
Whatever they know, Strahd knows.
Well,
his magics are very strong.
Are you suggesting that somebody's? You said compromised. Are you suggesting somebody's working with Strahd?
Doesn't have to be intentionally. Could be unintentionally.
I agree with her. For once.
First time for everything, eh? We should get to the lake and try to find the others, and then we should leave the lake probably as quickly as possible.
We will assess the situation once we arrive. It must be discussed with Van Richten, as he has the most of experience.
Fair enough.
And Esmeralda will lead on.
Okay. Jean and Corla and Van Richten. You get to the edge, this huge clearing in this very dense forest, and you see this gorgeous, large, glittering lake this lake that glitters with whatever's light can shine through the dense cloud cover on this eve. But it looks clear and clean, and Van Richten, all right, come over here. While we wait for the others, Jean, I can have a look at you.
I hope you have the stomach for this.
I have seen plenty in my day. All right, Corla, I need you to supply some light. And he hands you the torch. Just keep it in view.
And Corla would take it from him. She's also watching him very closely. any move, and she will react. Like any untoward move, she will react.
Cool. Van Richten looks to you and instructs you to take off your arm, like your chest plate.
And she'll kind of grunt a bit, reaching behind to the clasps and the bindings, and unfastens it.
Yeah, so once he has that, he is going to instruct you to do like a bunch of different things. Like he looks kind of around your neck with careful look. He is going to look at your teeth, just like the pallor of your skin. He does a lot of interesting tests where he will take various herbs out of his satchel, and sometimes he chews them up into a salve and places them on your arm only to take it away. It seems that the wound you have is the last thing that he looks at, and he kind of looks like he exhausts all other procedures, or does a bunch of other different procedures before he even looks at the wound.
Jean finds this quite odd because she was getting ready to undo some of the bandages and wraps that she has around her chest that covers her massive cavity. But he does not care to notice.
No. He does a bunch of these other seemingly odd tests. Some of them burn a little bit, some of them don't, and he is constantly asking you different questions. Does it hurt when I do this? Does this feel warm? What do you smell right now? So many questions, dozens and dozens, until maybe perhaps it's a little bit grating on you. And I think at about this time, this is when Fel, Eli, and Esmerelda break through the tree line as he's kind of just finishing up, still doing a few more, but yeah. You see Fel, the three of them huddled, Corla holding a torch, and you see Van Richten busily trying to inspect Jean, it looks like.
Performing surgery on Jean.
Yeah.
I imagine Fel kind of like picks up her pace a little bit so that you can move away from the other two and kind of stand beside Van Richten. Give him a little space because he's working. And she just kind of says, I don't mean to interrupt, but there is a very good chance that Strahd knows where we are. So is there any way you could finish up what you're doing right now, and then we could maybe move somewhere else?
Stung.
Sure, yeah. Keep it together, John.
Interesting. He scribbles something down in his notebook. Yes, I'm quite certain Strahd knows exactly where we are and what we're doing. He doesn't seem too concerned.
Yeah, you don't seem very concerned about that.
Phil,
right now.
Leave him be. He is busy.
Well, I don't want us to get attacked while he's in the middle of doing his business.
Then watch out or something.
Oh.
I'm holding light.
We will not be attacked right now, for now. I think that Strahd's curiosity is piqued. He wants to see what you're going to do. So we have a few moments until he gets bored.
Got you.
Moments. Awesome.
So maybe what we need to do with these moments, Corla, if you can hold light and talk at the same time, maybe we should come up with some sort of plan, maybe? While Van
My
Richten works?
plan is you stand over there, leave this man alone. He is working, and we get done here.
Well,
That's
right.
plan.
So, she looks to Eli. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. Come over here. How's your wine skin?
She kind of looks at you as you ask that question. She says, "It's fine." Why?
I meant, how full is it?
Oh, it's empty.
Here, and let's just give them a little bit of space here. I've got let me fill that up for you. I've got a whole cask of this stuff.
Fine. She'll just kind of
And I just
reluctantly
use
follow
this.
you.
I'm using this to kind of pull Fell away, and it's weirdly going to take me an extra long time to fill your wineskin up. For some reason, this, I don't know, it just wants to come out of this thing in a trickle.
I know what you're doing, Eli. I'm not a moron.
I didn't say you were.
I just meant that, as you said, and as Van Richten said, we only have a few moments before we are potentially attacked. Shouldn't we try to prepare in some way, shape, or form? I mean, if getting drunk is your plan, that's a great plan, but you might want to add on to it a little bit.
What are you going to do to be more prepared than you always are?
I don't know. I mean, you're a monster hunter. Do you have traps you could set? I mean, do we want to try and hide? I mean, I can turn people invisible. There are things we can do.
You've clearly never hunted monsters before.
Obviously not. I've told you this before.
I don't think there's any hiding when it comes to Strahd. Based on everything we've seen so far, no matter what we've done since we've been here, he's been one step ahead of us. It doesn't matter where we go. It doesn't matter who we talk to. It doesn't matter whether we make allies or enemies. Everywhere we turn, Strahd is there. I'm half expecting to see puppet strings dangling from his fingers next time we see him. I wouldn't be at all surprised to find the ends of those strings attached to our own limbs, and I don't know what the end game is here, but I'm not going to hide. We're going to just keep doing what we're doing, and if we have an opportunity, we'll take it. We're potentially stronger now.
Potentially.
With Van Richten and Esmerelda.
I suppose. It seems a little passive, what you're talking about. I mean, there are things we can try. You know, I don't disagree with you that Strahd is everywhere, it seems like, but that doesn't mean we still shouldn't try, right? Otherwise, what's the point? Why are we doing any of this? Then we should just go back there and kill Van Richten, which I do not want to do.
You can try to run up a muddy slope and just keep slipping down. Sorry.
If you say go with the flow one more time, I'm going to smack you across the face.
This isn't a river analogy again.
Well, it sounded like.
What I'm saying is you can try running up a muddy slope, and you're gonna expend twice as much energy to get half as far. If you take your time and wait for either take your time going up it or wait for it not to be as muddy anymore, you can get up there with a lot more. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying either, but I just, doesn't it feel a little odd to just meekly sit by and wait for shit to happen to us?
Who said we were being meek about this?
Well, you get what I'm saying.
And I hold up my arm with the bloody shredded leather on it. There's nothing we've been doing that's meekly standing by.
You know what I mean, though. You're from what it sounds like, and please correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like your plan is to just wait for something to happen, which seems stupid.
I didn't exactly say I was waiting for something to happen either. I was keeping you occupied so that Van Richten can finish what he's doing over there, and then we can all work together to figure out what we're going to do. Van Richten and Esmerelda have been here a lot longer than we have, and they seem to have the measure of Strahd more than we do. So whatever differences you got, whatever mistrust you got, and whatever spells you got on reserve to use against either of them, you might want to just put that on hold. Suck it up and realize we're going to be working with them for a little bit. however long we need to, our very survival could depend on them.
And she stops as you say that, kind of looking at you as the wineskin is filled, and she kind of takes it away and corks it, and she looks at you. She kind of like kneels down so she's on your level, looking you in the eyes, and she says, you know that I would not have done that if I didn't think that we could save that man. You don't think I would just do that just because I don't like Esmerelda. I don't like Esmerelda, but the only reason I did that is because, and again, maybe it's me being foolish, but the werewolf seemed willing to talk because I wanted to save that man's life.
I would like you to take just a moment and repeat that last sentence a little bit slower.
I wanted to save that man's life?
The other sentence.
But that was the last sentence I said.
The werewolf.
she kind of smiles a little and says, right.
Seemed willing to talk.
To talk, yes. Eli, you can't play the "we can't trust any monsters" card and she kind of gestures over to where Jean is with Van Richten. Do you not see the hypocrisy? Like, I'm not trying to make you feel poorly. It's just, it doesn't track.
It's not about my feelings. And if you need to stop comparing Sean to a monster. Sean is one of us. Sean is a part of us, is one of us. You need to stop looking at Sean as a monster, and especially comparing to werewolves in this place. Werewolves are bloodthirsty creatures.
And Jean is a vampire who has lied to us multiple times.
You did not spend the time with Jean that I spent. If it was not for Jean, I don't know that I would have made it out of there, that either of us would have made it out of that tapestry. Despite what you were doing on the outside, we had to survive together so that you could get us out of there. And the only way any of us is going to get out of this place is if we stop distrusting every person we come across. Look at monsters as monsters and people as people.
I'm going to roll one dice because, yeah, okay, cool. She kind of thinks about that for a moment, and then she looks at you and she says, I don't think you're wrong. You know, she kind of glances over to where Jean and the others are. It's a little funny because while you and Corla were unconscious in the Valakovich family crypts, I actually had a conversation with Jean. And Jean was the one that said that we should not trust anyone, including each other, which is very interesting. What's also interesting is throughout our entire stay in Vallaki, we were working with monsters. Were we not? The Society of the Golden Wolf Pendant, those were all lycanthropes of various shapes and sizes. There's even a bird one. I didn't even know there were werebirds. If you think that giving Jean the benefit of the doubt for a little longer is the way to go, then that's fine. But I can't help but think it is a risk that we should not be taking. And we should be trying to save people, which, again, I don't know.
The hypocrisy lies in your own statement, then. You're saying that we shouldn't trust Sean, but we should also be trying to save people. By that, we should be trying to save Sean, which is, unless my eyes are deceiving me, that's what Van Richten's doing right now. And if you can't tell the difference between a housebroken dog that's been domesticated and a wild dog in the woods, then we got a problem. I'm not saying that when we trusted those wolves in Vallaki, that there was 100% trust there. I was on alert, but they came to us as people.
Mm-hmm.
These wolves that we encountered were on the prowl in the woods. Maybe they didn't intend that farmer no harm, and maybe they didn't. The fact remains, they were wolves, and we dealt with them. what you're doing right now is you're telling me that you wanted to give 3 strange werewolves in the woods the benefit of the doubt, but you still, after everything she's done, can't put a little bit of trust in Sean.
Because as far as I'm aware, though we did not get a chance to talk to them, the werewolves did not lie to us. The vixen, as far as I'm aware, did not lie to us. Eli, the reason that I trust you and the reason that I hope you trust me too is because I have never kept things from you. And I know everyone has their secrets. Believe me, I get it. But some of the things that Jean withheld from us were very pertinent to our situation, like the fact she was a vampire. It would have been great to know that sooner rather than later. But instead, I literally had to lock her in a room and scream at her until she finally revealed what she was. Didn't even seem like Corla knew. I am willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, and yes, maybe even monsters too, if it means we could save someone's life. But I am not willing to give the benefit of the doubt to someone that has repeatedly misled us.
I don't mean to jump in, but while you guys are having this conversation, Van Richten is working hard on Jean. Just, you can see that he is getting flustered a little bit. He does something and yes, okay, and then he does something else and that doesn't make any sense. He keeps going back and forth, and then he calls for you, Esmerelda. Esmerelda, we are running out of time. In my pouch, there are some leather bags. I need you to disperse them, throw them into the woods as far as you can. It will help with confusing Strahd's beasts for a while. Give us a few extra moments.
I will. And Esmeralda is off like a shot, taking the items and then disappearing into the fringe of the wood.
What is it, Van Richten? You can cure her, right?
He steps back and he kind of rubs his eyes. You see there's the fatigue in them, and I think Jean can be healed.
Good. You do then, yes?
I cannot.
What? Who then? What must we do?
Jean, your symptoms are quite advanced, but you have maintained much of your free will. But your symptoms reflect that of well beyond. You should have lost your faculties by now. Which lead me to suggest that it wasn't a simple vampire spawn that did this to you. Nor was it Strahd. I'm not quite sure. Something very powerful. A vampire, I think there are no bite marks visible on your neck. Your teeth are not as elongated as one would think, but your pallor, you have no heartbeat, and your pallor is sallow. These are very conflicting.
I think I know who it was. I do not know their name, nor their face. But they did this to me. And she reaches up with a finger to the giant puncture mark through her body, tapping at the outskirts of it. I remember it in my dreams, and only in my dreams.
You remember the face?
No, the pain. My breath leaving my body. Being lifted into the air. It was through a sword.
Yes, this was no ordinary vampire bite. Which is both good and bad. It means you have a little bit more time. Though the transformation is forming. You probably have a few weeks before your faculties begin to degrade. Before you begin
They're already degrading.
Well, your mind is still intact.
Is it though?
I think that
When I
Strahd...
look at you right now, I see the blood that pumps through your veins in your neck. I see your heart through your chest.
He nods. You can see that his brow is deeply furrowed. I do think that Strahd is trying to make you seem like you have lost far more than you have. With your mind. You still seem to have the will. And he sighs again, and he looks to... This conflicts with every fiber of my being as a monster hunter. I really want to help you, and I think there is a way. But if you can do it in time, I'm not sure, and I can't in good conscience let you go.
What is this way? If there is hope, we must know.
You must find her heart.
What, her heart? And she's pointing to Jean.
Van Richten nods.
How we do that?
I suspect the one who took it from you has it.
And why would they have it? Why would they keep it?
Most likely for control, I think. When the time comes and you are fully turned, you will become quite a powerful vampire. And whoever possesses your heart will have control over you. You will not be a simple vampire spawn, mindless. You will retain your intelligence, your free will, for the most part. And that is why they have your heart. For the heart will be the only thing that can kill you when the transformation is complete. They will hold that over your head, and they will rule over you.
How can they rule over me if I don't even know who they are?
They are waiting. They do not want to be found. You are not through your transformation yet. You do not feel the pull, but you will. And so they are hiding. Very cowardly, but they will come. They will come to you when they can control you.
So, the only way to stop transformation then is to get Hart back before she changes. So what you're saying is that Strahd couldn't cure her. He's lying.
He may have the heart. I don't know. But he also may be lying. That is all that I can see. And these are... Corley, you have to understand, I've never seen anything like this before. This is all based on very old tomes and texts. Whispers of this kind of power. This is how I think Strahd was formed. Other powerful vampires. Elwyn as well. Another strong vampire. Actually, the one who I've been hunting as of recently. He is north of here in the mountains, in a castle. But that's not the point. Right. But I believe that the four of you are a real contender to beat Strahd. And I think Esmeralda, at this time, you would have probably finished dispersing all of these bags that smell not great. And you come back. Esmeralda, I need you to find Jean's heart.
What?
I know it goes everything against everything I've ever taught you, you've ever learned. But I think that Jean is needed here. Still. I'm sorry.
It's really what you think.
He nods, but before we agree, and he turns to Corla and Jean, all of you have to make me a promise, an oath, that if Jean shows any sign of being controlled, if you begin to hear voices that are not that of Strahd's, if you begin to feel as though you cannot control the urges for blood, Corla, you have to destroy Jean.
Corla is looking at Von Richten when he's saying this to her, and then she turns to Jean and is staring directly into Jean's eyes as she says this.
Jean nods
Von
to you.
Richten, I swear on my mother's grave that I will not let Jean complete this transformation. If I must. I'm sorry, Jean. But if I must, I will end her.
Give me a few moments. I will make a few things, get a few things ready. Esmeralda. And he puts his hand on your shoulder. You know, if you cannot find the heart, you must continue, or you must speak with them about what you can do to aid these four. Promise me that, please. I know. They are not as seasoned or trained, but I have a good feeling about them. And he kind of tries to smile.
You're talking as if you're on your deathbed, old man.
He breathes in and out. We shall talk once Eli and Fel are back. But if you cannot find the heart, or if you are instructed differently, then you will continue on the quest that we had first started.
One way or another.
I know. You will do wonders. And he smiles. And he is going to he's going to bend down and begin to, you see that he's kind of crafting a couple of things. You're not really sure what it is. We're going to jump quickly back to Fel and Eli.
I imagine somewhere within our discussion, I've topped off Fel's wineskin and resecured the cask, and look.
Thank you for the wine. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem.
Mhm.
I've got more if and when you need it.
Probably will.
Look, I don't know how long we got in this place, but we cannot keep fighting amongst ourselves like this. Arguing with you is like arguing with a brick wall. And to be perfectly honest, there's times where I feel like if I walked away and there was a brick wall in my place, you'd keep arguing with it.
And I probably get about the same, value of responses from a brick wall as you. But anyway, continue. It's a joke. Just joking.
Yeah. Well, we've got to stop this. If we're going to succeed in our ultimate goal, at least as far as I'm concerned, is getting out of this place.
Right.
And I'd like to see all of us, if that's possible. If there's any chance that Sean can be saved, then we've got to take that chance. And I choose to believe that Von Richten and Esmerelda, at least for the time being, are on our side. And I choose to put my trust in Sean and Corla. They've shown themselves time and again to have our back. And I get you still don't trust Sean, but you don't know Sean the way I do. And neither of us know Sean the way that Corla does.
Fair.
So that's where I'm at with this. We can agree to disagree if that's what it's going to take. But we've got to have one another's back. All the way around.
She thinks about it for a moment, and then she kind of uncorks the wineskin, takes a sip, corks it, puts it in her bag, and she again kind of hunkers down so she's on your level, and she says, You never need to doubt that if I have your back or not, I will always have your back. And Corla's too. As far as Jean is concerned, if there is a way to cure her, we should absolutely try to pursue that. I remember we once talked about, we are trying to get out of here. That is the end goal. But we should try and help those people that we can along the way. And I agree. We should try. That doesn't mean we are always going to be able to, though. It doesn't mean we're always going to be able to succeed. But I said it in Velaki, and I'll say it again. If this is the price of standing with you and with Corla, then I will pay it, because you know how I feel about you. And just like I did in that tower, I'm not going to let you go anywhere alone if I can help it. So if that's what it takes, I'll try to keep a little bit more of an open mind if I can.
If all you take from that is the fact that all we can do is try to save people, we can't save everybody. And that includes those people that are being harassed in this land. We're not going to be able to save all of them. We can try.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to shoot the monster. And with that, I just sort of cinch back up the straps on my ruck and turn to walk away.
And she'll sit there for a moment, just kind of watching your back, and then she very slowly will get up and start to follow you.
And by walk away, I meant walk back over to where everybody is.
Yes.
If that wasn't clear.
We walk into the woods.
Bye. Yeah, so as you walk in, Van Richten still seems to be busy with something. It'll only be a few more moments.
I don't suppose, I know we had talked about this before at the tower. Are you able to double check Eli really quick? Potentially?
Yes.
I checked Eli.
Perfect. I
Oh.
trust Esmeralda.
Okay. Didn't find anything, I assume? I hope.
No signs.
All right. I suppose that is... She looks at Eli for a moment. That is good enough for me.
But Esmeralda, you will have to take a moment just to look at Jean. She's incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Esmeralda looks briefly, visibly uncomfortable. And then we'll look at Jean's eyes. May I?
She sighs. Of course. Your professional curiosity can be sated as well.
Esmeralda will hold out her hand. May I start with your hand, please?
She looks a bit quizzical, raises an arm.
Yeah, Esmeralda will kind of reach up and take the hand and bring it down, and you see her stiffen, and she closes her eyes for a moment, and then she lets go of your hand and steps backwards. Where? I think I know where we need to go.
What did you see?
An elf with golden hair. He's been in my dreams. I've seen him. He's silent. But he shows me the sigil of a golden wolf. It's in the north. It is cold.
Jean rolls over onto the bank of the ground at this, kind of like clutching at herself. Not like gagging, not like visibly sick, just almost like in the fetal position now from this.
John, are you okay? Have I hurt you?
That's Eluin. We've met him. If he could look me in the eyes after doing this to me, I will rip his throat open. She clenches some of the dirt in her hands and stands up. Refastens some of her bandages across her chest. And snatches at one of the straps of her breastplate that's lying on the ground.
The sight is a fickle thing. It could mean anything.
It's enough. That's enough for me, Jean proclaims.
Control your anger, she says a bit more sharply. Or it will control you.
At the very least, we should try and talk to him, if we can find him.
I believe he is to the north.
Yes, there was snow.
Was there anything specific, Van Richten, that you wanted to know about Elowin? I know we had discussed that before, and obviously you've more than honored your side of this deal. Was there anything in particular you wanted to know about him?
Van Richten finally stands. He has a few pieces in his hand. No. Now is not the time. Listen. I wish I could have had more time to teach you, the four of you, how to avoid Strahd. He is quite fickle. He is quite difficult. You see, Strahd is extremely logical. He was a master at war. He knows the enemy's movements, leaps before they even have planned it. The trick with Strahd is to keep your movements sporadic, keep your actions unknowing, that do not make sense, that do not make logical sense.
Well,
You
that
have
would be
made them.
easy. She looks at Fel with almost a smile.
You must do things.
Continue.
You must do things that go against your nature. He has met you. That was your biggest mistake. You let him into your minds. You let him talk to you. You let him know you. Know what you want, know what you need, and know what you're going to do next. He knew you would not kill me. This is a game to him. He knew all of this. This is what he expects. He expects us to run. He expects us to hide. He expects us to cover our tracks as much as we can, knowing that we will never be able to do so. This is his land.
You're staying.
I need the four of them to kill me.
I mean,
Are you mad?
I actually agree. Are you mad?
Listen. This is a way for you to beat him at his own game, to finally take the offensive for once. He will not expect this. He will expect you.
What good would your death be in beating him?
True.
I cannot offer anything else. I cannot defeat him. I cannot. You four can. With the help of Esmerelda, you have a fighting chance, and if you are put on the offensive, if you now match Strahd with something that he does not expect, you will be in his good graces. He will give you what you want because he does not expect it. He will make a mistake. This will be the first step.
You cannot leave me like this. You were supposed to help me find Misha.
I think Corla is looking at, so while Esmeralda is kind of breaking down, Corla is looking at Van Richten and reading him and realizing what he says is true before anybody can stop him. She pulls out her dagger and stabs him in the heart.
No. No.
No me must go.
Do all of you go? He holds on to you, Esmeralda. He holds on to your hand as he falls.
Yeah, she'll take him gently to the ground. Oh, you stupid old man.
Esmeralda, you must find Misha. I believe in you. You have trained well. You're smart. You can do this. You know all that you need. You must stay away from them for now, so Strahd does not think that there was a plan against it. Take this. And he puts what he had been kind of making into your hand, Esmeralda, and it is this pendant tied with leather, hastily made, very, very hastily. There's this gem surrounding it. You can feel the magic when you...
Yeah, she takes it.
You will know when they need you. This will protect you, Esmeralda.
I will find you. I will free you.
Be... He breathes his last. He slumps down, weight heavy in your hands, Esmeralda.
I think during this, Corla has been trying to lead John away north, where we're headed. And before she's too far out of earshot, she doesn't turn back to see Esmeralda. She just says under her breath, I am sorry, Esmeralda, but it must be done. And she will continue pulling Jean towards the forest north.
Eli and Fel, what do? Do you follow?
I'm going to walk over to where Esmeralda's sitting on the ground holding von Richten. And I just take a knee. And I look at Esmeralda and I just say, I'm so sorry. And then I look at von Richten. Wherever you've gone, may Shantea guide you. And I reach in my pocket and I pull out the worn and burned edged prayer book of Shantea and this little stub of pencil. And I write down von Richten's name on one of the pages next to all the other names on the margin. I look back at Esmeralda. Take all the time you need. We'll be over here. I walk back to Fel and I just say, I don't even say anything. I just look at Fel and just kind of motion for her to follow.
I think Fel just nods and she kind of starts to take a step towards Esmeralda, opening her mouth to say something, but then she stops and then she just shakes her head and she moves off with the others. I think she would kind of quietly say to Eli as they're walking, I don't think Esmeralda will be accompanying us, at least for this first part. We should probably move.
No, I didn't expect that. I just wanted her to know that it's okay to grieve.
You're a good man, Eli Lancaster. Let's get out of here.
Hold on. And I suddenly am struck with an idea. And I just look at Fel and I go, wait here.
All right.
And I sort of jog back over to where Esmeralda is. And I reach up around my neck where I'm wearing two of the same holy symbol of Shantea. I have a silvered one that Fel gave me. But I also have my original pendant of Shantea. And I take it off and I reach down and I just sort of press it into your hand, Esmeralda. If you need to find us through some magical means, if this will help, this will give you a direct connection to how you can get back to us.
Okay. Thank you, Eli. And so, hold your hand for a moment. Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck to you as well. And I'll stand back up and walk back to meet up with Fel and continue on with the others.
And as we leave Esmeralda by Van Richten's side, who is now your ally in the fight against Strahd, and we leave the players heading north to see what Elwyn has to say for himself. And that is where we will end our session.
I feel like when Frodo and Sam left the rest of the fellowship.
Thank you, everyone. That was awesome. And big thank you to Taylor. You did absolutely just amazing, incredible.
That was incredible.
Of bringing Esmeralda to life. And yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, that was so good. And yeah, just this group is awesome. I love it. And I'm excited to see what will happen next. We will be playing again on January 2nd, or February. We're not going back in time.
We're going back in time. Yes.
Oh, no.
Please no.
Please no. February 2nd. And so thank you for everyone who is watching, and thank you for everyone who will watch. We will see you next time. Have a good night, everyone. So